these people also evolve and take in the new information and internalize it. Like I remember I just interviewed Saigon recently, the rapper. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
No, I don't.
He was on Entourage for a while, and he had songs with Jay-Z. He was an up and coming rapper that never really blew as big as we all thought he would. But we were talking about it when he was growing up. He ended up shooting a guy for stepping on his shoe and not apologizing. He ended up shooting that guy and another bystander on accident during the shooting. He went to prison for I don't know, 7 years, something like that. Well, I guess the incident where 2 people got shot, it started with someone bumping into you?
Yep, that's it. The guy bumped me. I told him, yo, first he bumped me. I looked at him. He was ice grilling. I walked up to him. I'm like, yo, my man, you bumped me. He's like, fuck out my face, and gave me a little nudge. And then I shot him. And while I'm shooting him, the second guy I didn't even mean to shoot. He's running. I shot him in the back of his ass and shot him up. And then I see another guy go, ah! And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, he's hit. So I hit another guy, the second guy I hit, I didn't even mean to hit him. He just was in the line of fire and shit. And I ran to Virginia thinking I was getting away, and they came and got me.
Yeah. He got out, and talented dude. Like I remember when I first heard his shit, it was like, oh, this is dope. I started fucking with him early. And he was just describing how much he had to learn to leave the street mentality behind. What he would do is, and from a DJ's point of view, I really understand how silly this is. He would see a DJ and give him a CD, right? And say, yo, check out, I'm Saigon, check out my music. And then if that DJ didn't put one of those songs on a mixtape or play it on the radio, the next time he sees the same DJ, he'd be like, I want my mixtape back. I want my CD back. Knowing damn well he probably tossed that CD the same day. But he kept doing that with people. And it finally, DJ K-Slay had to set him aside and say, look, you're only going to hurt yourself by doing this. This whole street mentality, it doesn't work in this world. You have to adapt. You have to, you can't just bully people into doing what you're doing. But back in your old life, this is how you survived. I get it. I get it. But you can't do this shit here. Because you do it to one guy, he'll just avoid you for the rest of his life. And never fuck with you.
But I was almost gone. I was out here working. Honest to God, that almost happened to me. Just because, I see from the same eyesight I've always had. I don't see myself as an actor. That all goes away during certain situations. I remember there was something on Pico happened to me, man. It was my wake-up call. My truck was in the valet. I was checking on my friend who was checking on this girl in her car, seeing if she was okay to drive. She had something to drink. Well, I was going to expedite everything. I was just going to say, yo, man, she don't live that far. Hop in her car. I'll follow you, pick you up, and drop you off. There it is. While I was doing this, there's a bunch of cats out front. Now the club is, there's a bunch of people out front, but there's these 5 dudes, I don't know, kind of gang affiliation there. The cat had the Tupac style bandana, bunny rabbit style, like this. He was a big dude, right? And he was like, yo, that bitch is a toss-up, man. What? I'm like, excuse me, what are you talking about? Yo, that bitch, man, y'all need to, he was just, he had some beef with the girl that Billy was talking about. I said, yo, man, she could hear you, whatever. And Billy, my boy Billy chimes in, and this dude was like, motherfucker, I ain't talking to you. And I was like, yo, Billy, just ignore this guy. I'm telling Billy to ignore this dude. But there's a problem with me. I hate bullies. I hate bullies. And big cats that kind of intrigues me because I you look at, you a big dude. To me, you a big ass target I can't miss. And so I'm trying to quell things, but then my temper, people think when I played Mike Tyson now, I was playing him. No, I was playing me, But so I started telling my man, look, Billy, he's just, he's just trying to get something going, right? Yeah, you trying to get something going, right? You big man, so you want, and so now I'm yelling at this guy. I'm like, yo, step off the curb, man. Come here, let me talk to you real quick. Thinking legally, if he steps off the curb, he can't sue me. Because I'm thinking, I'm gonna crack the shit out of this dude, right? I'm gonna hit him with a combination. He's not going. Like my thing is just trick him off the curb, call him every name in the book. Come on, mother, all this type of stuff, right? Not even thinking that, yo, the guy kind of might recognize him. I didn't think anything about anything like that. So he's yamming and he's talking shit, but he won't step off the curb, and so he goes down the sidewalk like, yo, this ain't over, man. This is gonna escalate. He's walking, and his partners are making excuses for him. Yo, man, ignore him or whatever. I'm like, no, he's out of pocket. That's not right. But anyway, I get in my car. Now, I've always had a CCW, right?
Concealed carry
permit.
Yeah.
And so I'm in my car, about to leave out. I see this Escalade. It's either Escalade or something like, whip around the corner. I'm thinking, oh, it's due. 2 buttons. got my little box. Still got it in my black truck.
Okay.
When you come over, I'll show you. You can press this.
Right.
It's like a little, compartment right here. Had a, eagle right here, right? So the thing is, smoked windows about here. I'm real clear as to what I'm going to do.
Shoot him.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm very clear as about what I'm going to do. Just like in fighting, you see, this step, and this step. It's not even anything that had to do with nerves or anything, because I just came from there. This is where I'm from. So my man drives up. It is him. He's got both hands on the steering wheel. And he's like, yo, why you got to be like that? And I'm like, you made this happen. All the while, I'm like this, cocked back, right? Knowing I'm in gear. First shot, if any hand is coming off the steering wheel, it's going to be right here while I'm peeling off. So all the while, he pulls up and his hands are on the steering wheel. As calm as I'm being, I know if your hand leaves the steering wheel, it's over. It's going to be you or me, and I like me. So you're going to get it. All the while, he goes, he's listening to me. And I tell him, yo, man, you did this. You disrespected. I don't know what you got with her, whatever, but you made this happen. And so my man, I don't know who he is to this day. He goes, man, you know what? You right, man. Apologies. And he drives off. His hands never left the steering wheel. Do you know, Vlad? Once I dropped Billy off, I sat in my car for about 2 hours going,
That was a close one.
Can't happen. This cannot happen again. That was the day I said, man, I got to leave that part of my life behind me for good. It wouldn't have been like, oh, actor got caught with a gun. It'd have been, no, actor, you know what I mean? I didn't see myself, I still to this day, I don't see myself as the actor. And even my wife has to say, because somebody's like staring, I'm like, excuse me, do we have an issue? And he's like, oh no, are you the guy to play? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So, but because like I say, my heroes were never actors. So I just think of me as just me. I don't know if everybody sees me on TV. I don't expect that. So hell, I don't watch everything. So why should everybody know who I am? So, but the thing is, man, I do know that I grew up in that culture. There's a part of that culture I love to my heart, because you learn to live in the moment like nothing else. And when you are in that moment, everything in life is just vibrates on a stronger level. It's addictive. When I was in college, I'd hang out in the hoods, even if I didn't belong in that, because I was addicted to that energy. Everybody's funnier. Anything can happen, right? That's addictive. So these brothers, these people, rappers, everything, they grow up in that culture, and it's hard to leave because every color is more vibrant. Every sound is magnified. And the relationships, that's all you got. So you love to your heart's content. You know what I mean? There ain't no stronger love than that love that you grow up with when y'all didn't have nothing but each other. that's beautiful. It's beautiful. But a lot of people don't understand that. And they go, damn, you know, he put his life on the line for his homeboy or his, that's all you got. That's the most important thing in your life. So I understand that. And like, I was that close because that's my mentality growing up. I embrace it and love it. But part of why I come back to every inner city to speak to the kids is that I understand those both worlds, and I have to have a message like that because I've been spared for a reason. And I think part of the reason I've been spared is to come back and teach people this, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know too many people who do what I do, who've been in a bunch of shootouts and who've been shot and whatever. I don't even think of it as, you know, when I was in it, I didn't think that was that strange,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but to me, from the outside looking in, for someone who grew up primarily in the suburbs, like, I don't know anyone who got shot.
Yeah.
I've never gotten shot. I've never gotten shot at. You know, but lots of people I interview. That's a
Yeah.
whole different story.
And then when I go to college, that
Yeah.
was a whole different, like, what is this? People talking about their parents didn't give them money for the weekend. I'm like, what is this? Y'all throwing eggs down the hallway? I'm like, I got no time for, like, what kind of, you know? Yeah, so it's just a whole culture. I felt like I lived like about 5 different lives, man.